because some of the best shots I've ever taken. Hey, it's Rosh and welcome to my channel. White House Studios is where I'm creating this video at. And the question that came to mind was, how do you not screw up your photo assignment? Maybe it's your first assignment. You know, I can remember some of my first assignments, especially, I get really nervous on the first assignment with a new client especially. And you know, you're wondering what's going to happen, what am I going to mess up, what am I going to forget? I mean, there are a million questions that are going through your head. And I discovered that the more I prepared ahead of time, and believe me, I'm a creative type who's like, just run, go do it, we'll get it done right, we'll make it happen. But when it's a larger assignment, I will take the time, one, to go through my equipment. But there is one thing I want to share with you in a moment that I think is super important that I've been doing more and more lately, and I just have done this with a new prospect that I talked with not that long ago, actually earlier this afternoon. It could be a really big assignment, and I'm at the same thing, you know, I want to make sure I get all this right if it goes. But I have noticed that when I make sure that I have all of my equipment ready to go, say the day before, the night before, just eyeball everything. In other words, eyeball those extra batteries. Make sure you have the lens and the lighting that you need. And make sure you have a backup camera of some sort, backup lighting of some sort, backup everything, or something that could replace something in a pinch. I mean, sometimes a certain lens is not the lens you would necessarily want to use all the time, but it's there just in case something goes wrong. You accidentally drop the lens, and now what do you do? So making sure you have everything, eyeballing everything, that's probably been one of the biggest things for me. But that one thing that I have felt has worked really, really well over the last, say, 5-10 years for me is to really ask the client some deep questions. But the number one thing, you know, not only just asking a lot of questions beforehand, and those questions really have to do with their vision and their expectations. The more I ask about their expectations, the better prepared I am. But to have them actually send me photographs that they like, photographs that are mine, tell me which photos on my website they like. And when I see that, I have an idea of what they're looking for. Because a lot of times when clients aren't happy, it's because the vision that was in their head that you just for some reason didn't get telepathically wasn't created. So even if it's somebody else's photograph, it's okay. It could be from a magazine, a website, it doesn't matter. Have them send you some variations of what they're hoping to get. You can at least get the mood of what they're going for. And you know, if the production is a lot higher than you were expecting, well, then you can make those adjustments. And that's something you probably should do during the estimation phase. And we have talked about this in terms of the pricing of your photography. But it's also good just in terms of having the confidence that when you get to that assignment, you have everything you need and you know what you're trying to do. Another thing that I find is really helpful is to have team members around. Someone such as myself who's, I've gone through the photojournalism world. You know, that was the first 2/3 of my career, newspapers and magazines. And so, you know, I was a lone person out there doing my thing. And I think that was very valuable because I was able to think quickly on my feet. It wasn't learning in a studio where you have an entire day to create an image. It was, you have seconds to make it work, and even a fraction of a second to make it work, make adjustments, and make it happen, and capture the image. Or if it's a situation where I had to create the image of some sort, if it was non-photojournalistic, then I only had a few moments and I would take care of it and learn how to think quickly and make those adjustments fast. But when you have team members around you, they can bounce ideas off of you. They can, like a stylist, learn to bring stylists in when you can, whether it's food or clothing or product stylist. Make sure you have some assistants. Have people that you can mentor and learn how you like to do things, and maybe bring again another eye. Maybe they see something, how about this angle, and be open to that. I mean, tell you, I've talked to a lot of photographers through the years who would get really mad. Yeah, my assistant said something, to me, and how dare they? I mean, I get if it's in front of the client and it makes you look bad. Assistants should not do that. But an assistant pulling you aside and saying, hey, this is something you might want to consider, you should be open to that. Because some of the best shots I have ever taken have been because somebody, even if they're not part of my team, maybe they're just somebody walking by, or it's the client's, assistant, executive assistant or something, just says, hey, have you thought of this? I'm like, okay. So the number one thing when it comes to not messing up your assignments is just to be prepared. Make sure you're prepared. Know that you have all of the equipment that you need. Make sure you understand the vision of what you're trying to bring back on the other end of that assignment. And in the middle of that, make sure you have some team members that can support you along the way and sometimes take a little bit of that nervousness off of you and spread it all out and let that team effort come into play. Hey, if you have questions, let me know. Put them in the comments below. How do you approach your photography? Do you get nervous at the beginning of your assignments? I want to know about that. Put it in the comments below. Let me know about how you feel before an assignment. Are you nervous like me? Or are you someone who's just solid as a rock and you know what you're doing? I want to hear all about it. Hey, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to this channel, and I look forward to talking with you soon.